Welcome to another J Youngblood experience. I'm here with my boy T Youngblood, Taylor Youngblood. He's getting married tomorrow, so we decided to do a podcast today. Taylor, how you feeling before the pod, bro?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and roll.
So tell me this. So what led up to this? What made you want to go ahead and get with Carson? What was the deciding factor?
To get with her,
Like, what was
9 years ago?
No,
or
no.
to
Like, what
propose?
made you want to propose?
I mean, I could have proposed year
Years
number
ago,
one.
yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me was being financially stable, getting myself into a spot where I could do the things we wanted to do and build the things we wanted to build, and that was kind of what I was waiting on.
Yeah. So, whenever so you've been building up to this, y'all are building a house. Obviously, you're getting married. How did you decide, you wanted to get married to her? What was your thing?
You're talking about proposal wise?
Yeah, proposal. Like, how did you decide, hey, this is the girl I want to marry? What ultimately came up to that? It's a deep question, so I really want you to answer because a lot of people don't know when to decide, when they want to get married.
I guess the biggest thing is Carson, she's a pretty quiet person, laid back. She likes to scan the room before she, makes a bunch of friends, or says that I don't want to talk to this person anymore.
Yeah.
So seeing her in that environment and then seeing her with people she's comfortable with, and just how goofy she can be, because a lot of people don't get that the goofy side of Carson.
Yeah.
That a lot of us get to see, and seeing that, and I mean, just basically the way she makes me feel. I mean, she's my biggest supporter. She has been since day one, especially with football. She was at every game, and she even took a 17, or I guess it'd be like a 5-hour flight to Iowa to watch me play, and I was like, yeah, that's the one I need to marry.
So tell me about that. So whenever you went to Iowa, what was your biggest struggle being there? I know it's super cold out there. What was your biggest struggle being out in Iowa?
No, it had to be the support, and I mean I had the support from home, but it wasn't like being at home because coming off the field, everybody's got their families hanging around.
Yeah.
After the games, they're going out to eat, and I just kind of go back. I go back to the locker room, take a shower, go to my dorm, and I'm just kind of there while everybody else is hanging out with their families and stuff. So
yeah,
that was the biggest thing, was just being alone, the loneliness out there, especially on holidays when people go home and our bye weeks, when you're there for 2 or 3 days by yourself. I mean, that shit sucks.
And how cold was it up
there? So I know it got into the negative, it was -3 one day. So I've only seen snow 3 times in my life, and one day it started snowing, and I thought it was going to be something down south, but no, it started snowing and then didn't stop snowing for 3 or 4 days.
And was that so whenever you played football in Augusta, right, you had a whole family there. Was that a big thing for you whenever you were playing in Iowa? You only had certain people there, like Dad, or maybe Carson was there. Was that a big thing for you whenever you were there? Was I'm not really performing in front of folks?
I mean, it's a huge thing. But I mean, the biggest thing is they can still watch me, but they're not there. You know what I mean? Coming off the field, you want to be able to walk up to somebody and give them a hug and, maybe go out to eat and stuff like that. But I mean, I didn't have any of that. So I mean, it was a big transition, and a bunch of these athletes that do that, especially you get people from down south that go up north, or people from up north come down south to play. I think, I mean, you have to be really strong willed and have a strong heart, a huge mindset to just go from your parents and your friends being there after the games to going somewhere to where after the game you're just
by yourself. So whenever you got down there, you stayed for about a semester. I remember, staying at the house by myself without you there. What ultimately made you come back to Augusta from Iowa playing football?
Um, I told myself when I went down there that I was going to give myself a season to move back home. I was going to try to transfer out. I just needed. I came in to the summer camps just ready to rock and roll. Um, get playing time was the biggest thing, just so I can get film, send it out to coaches, and transfer. Even if it was 3 or 4 hours from home, it wasn't a 17-hour ride or a 4 or 5 hour flight. Um, and then I was taking classes that I was going into like physical science, and I wasn't into all that. So I was basically just paying money to learn something that I would never use.
Yeah.
And then I guess the biggest thing is I went in there, talked to the coach after the season was over. Was kind of discussing like sending film out, seeing if anybody was interested. And he was like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I've been here for 8 years. People who want to transfer and leave never play football again." And I was like, "Well, I mean, do I have a shot?" And he's like, "Not really." And I didn't have a lot of film. I played a good bit, but I mean, it wasn't enough to come back home and play at the level I was playing. And I mean, I wasn't playing at like D1, D. I mean, it was like a small D2, but I mean, it was still ball.
So what was the point where you were like, "Oh, I'm going to Iowa"? Why didn't you go to somewhere down south? Why didn't you go to like Savannah State or somewhere like Coastal Carolina or something like that? Why did you choose to go to Iowa?
Um,
And I mean
so
Buena Vista
I
to
mean, it
be
was
exact.
yeah, it was the money. I mean, I had some preferred walk-ons, but I mean, you're still paying out of pocket, and there's so much talent at these bigger schools. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not going to come in there and compete, but there is like, hey, you can go to the smaller school, get school paid for or partially paid for,
Yeah.
and play ball, or go and pay for a year of school. You know, Probably not see the field. Might not even make the team. You know what I mean? I had confidence in myself, but I know that I if I went there, I could get some playing time and might be able to transfer back home higher or in the same kind of like low division 2 or
Yeah.
division 3, whatever it is, back home. So I mean, I did I did talk to Savannah State, but that once I talked to them, I didn't really hear anything back until I signed papers to go to BV, and then one of my buddies, he hit me up and was like, "Hey, why'd you sign so early?" And I was like, I mean, I really wasn't talking to anybody, and I like this school. And he's like, they were going to give you a preferred walk on, and I mean, it makes you think, but at the same time, it was money, and I just wanted to play ball. Honestly, I just wanted to go, and it was a different experience going up north, or I guess that's what Midwest. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it was a
It's
different.
different. Yeah.
It's a whole lot different because summer camps. It was like 75 with a cool breeze, no
Yeah.
humidity,
But
and
the winters really killed you.
oh yeah, like
Yeah.
summertime or summer camps,
It was rough.
I was golden.
They didn't have no inside facilities during the wintertime.
They had one, but
Was
most of
it
the
big
time,
enough for the whole team? Because I'm assuming y'all had like a 53-man roster.
yeah, I mean it was big enough, but I mean they're not gonna if it's 22 degrees outside, we're gonna practice in that because the game's gonna be played in 22 or maybe even less than that. So
Yeah.
you're preparing your body and your mindset to
Yeah.
play in that type of way. So being inside kind of just kills your
Yeah.
mindset and all that good stuff.
And I was talking to Iman about this, and I'm going to talk to D'Lo next week about this. So, what made you decide, like, I'm no longer in love with the game? I may like it, but I'm no longer in love with it. I don't want to play. Because mine, whenever I decided, it was like, when I was playing in high school, I was competing with my brother. And whenever he left, I was like, I don't have anybody to compete with anymore. I don't have anyone to look up to. Because whenever I was playing, I didn't have anybody. You know what I mean? So what made you be like, okay, well, I'm not in love with the game anymore. It's time for me to go back home.
I don't think I love the game.
still today?
Oh, I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
if
So if you were called onto an amateur team like a Augusta Ducks or maybe like a semi-pro team, like an inside facility, you would go back if you got the opportunity.
I'd give it a shot. I think you. I don't know how everybody else is, but I don't think I'd ever lose the love for the game.
Yeah.
Like, we went and watched D'Lo and McNeese play Florida in Gainesville.
Yeah.
And I saw them out there warming up, and I was just sitting there like,
You were pumped up.
I was like, dude, what would I give right now? I don't. I just want to be on the field warming up. Just the warm ups, and then you get into the game and you're pumped up about the warm ups and everything.
The adrenaline.
Yeah, because it kind of takes you back to where like you were like either in high school or college, and you start thinking about those things and you get pumped up and then the game starts and you're like you get so much more amped up about the game now. It's so I don't think I ever lost the love for the game. I just knew it was. I think everybody has a time.
It's time to put that jersey away.
Yeah, and I think it was just my time. I don't think I'll ever lose the love for the game.
See, for me, after sophomore year, going into my junior year, I was like, the reason I love the game so much is because I was playing against you, so I was able to have a competitive nature and all that because I had someone out there. But whenever I got into my junior year, it just wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like I got in there, I felt good. I think I was at the top of my peak whenever I was playing. I felt good. I was throwing better. I was playing better. It was just like, not that I didn't love it because I love football so much and I still watch it today. It was just like I didn't have anybody to compete with who I could talk to about it and they'd be on the same level. Everybody else was just on a different level. So that was the reason, me personally, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Especially with my shoulder being effed up and whatnot. I was like, maybe I need to take a different route. So I started working. So what you're saying, because I talked to Iman. Iman said after, and I got this wrong. He said I thought he was at Mississippi State. He was at Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I forgot he was at Ole Miss. So I messed up there. But he told me it was just time after he got hurt one last time. He's like, it was just time for me to hop into another thing. And so I was wondering, like, when did you know it was time to hop into another atmosphere, another job?
I was just. See, that's a loaded question because there's a lot of things that go into that. I guess the biggest thing was like getting up in the mornings used to be easy to go work, like 4 o'clock workouts, 2 days. I used to just be amped.
I know peanut butter sandwich and a tangerine. We used to be on that.
Just like amped for it.
Yeah.
Especially like after football season ended, we still work out, but then once you get your spring ball, then you go into summer practice, and you're just amped for that season, amped for the season, amped for the season, and I think it just got harder to start getting myself amped for that because if you have to listen to a motivational speech or something, or turn on some music to get motivated to go to practice, you don't love it like you think you love it. And I didn't have to. Like, I just wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted to compete. I wanted to play. I wanted to win. And so once I kind of started losing that aspect of it, I was like, look, if my head's not in it, my body's in it, and my heart's in it, but my mind's not anymore, it was time for me to just, kind of bail out and go. And if I didn't, I might have stayed another year, maybe transferred home, this, that, and the other. But the way things worked out for me, it's hard to regret that decision when my life's so good right now.
Yeah.
My life is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Of course, I work a full-time job, but I wouldn't have the things I have if I would have stayed there.
And how do you think your life would have been different if you did stay there and worked out those, whether you stayed another year and then transferred or maybe stay there all 4 years? What do you think would have been different? Do you think you would have maybe hopped on to another amateur like a CFL where you have the Canadian Football League or UFL, XFL? Do you think you would have hop onto that, or you feel like you would have just stopped there?
I think that's all God.
Yeah.
It really is. Opportunities come. If you prepare for the opportunities, you might, get that. But the competition, once you get, even in like any college football, no matter what division, JUCO, Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, you know, the competition is so slim that, you know, being the best, you have to, like, everything has to be right, you know, and maybe that's working, doing an extra rep, but you don't know how many reps you need to do. So you're doing this rep and this rep and this rep, but you don't know if that's enough. So you're always, second guessing yourself. So, I mean, I think it's, I mean, honestly, I think that's all God, honestly.
Yeah.
It's got to be all God.
So let's talk about where you're at now. You're working a full time job. You're about to get married. I couldn't be more proud of you, bro. What did it take, like, from a standpoint of just being? Because, I mean, a 9-10 year relationship is hard. It really is. You know that. I know that. Um, what did it take to get to the point where you're at now?
I mean, it's not easy, that's for sure. But, I mean, I guess between me and Carson's, we had like the same mindset and the same goals that we wanted to reach.
And what exactly was that? Like, what did y'all talk about this, or was this like a known thing? Like you,
yeah. I mean, we knew we wanted land. We knew we wanted to build a house. We knew we wanted a really nice wedding, and we just everything we just share the same mindset. I mean, I guess that's the biggest thing. And so, I mean, like I said, just being on the same page and having the same mindset and having the same goals is good, but you have to work towards it. And so, finding somebody that will work with you on working towards these goals, I mean, that it makes it a whole lot easier.
and someone of 9 years who you've been with for 9, almost 10 years. Obviously, I'll change over the years. You started as a sophomore in high school. She was a freshman in college, if I'm getting that right, or sophomore in college. Obviously, y'all change over time. 9 years is a long time. It's almost a decade of time. How do y'all change over time but still be, together and be able to share the same kind of mindset, same kind of motivation to get to that next point?
I don't know. I think that there's a lot of compromise. I had to do a lot of growing up. I mean, me being a sophomore in high school, her in college, and I mean, she had her own things too. I mean, she did ballet, and she was really big into that, and I was really big into football. But I think compromise is the biggest thing, and like I say, and just growing together. I think a lot of people they grow apart and still try to make it work, and they think maybe marriage or a kid is the best option. But we really just throughout the years grew together.
And so, whenever you were in Iowa playing football, was that hard to maintain whenever y'all were there, or whenever you were there, like whenever it was conversation between you two, or was that easy for you?
I mean, no, it's hard. I mean, long distance is hard anyway, but especially when I'm getting up at 4 a.m., going to workouts, getting a bite to eat, going to class, going to my next class, going to get some lunch, maybe get a nap in, go to my next class, and then you have practice at night, and then me and a couple other players we'd go get another workout in that night. So I mean, you're talking 12, maybe 16-hour days. And so I really wasn't on my phone that much, and communication was, I mean,
kind of dull.
It was, I mean, it was dull. Like I said, she supported me through everything. But like in high school, every game, college, if I wouldn't, my communication wasn't there. I mean, she understood what I was doing, and I guess another big thing is just trust. She was trusting me that I was doing what I was supposed to do and being where I was supposed to be.
And so, like, y'all have been to a lot of obstacles. Obviously, you going to Iowa and just being together that long. How did you know, like, when to propose? Because a lot of people listening right now may be in a relationship or maybe with somebody. How did you know when the time was right?
Just like I said, being financially stable. And we knew what our goals were, and I didn't feel like proposing when I wasn't financially ready. or we weren't financially ready to take those jumps. Um, so I mean, I guess I mean, yeah, financial stability was the biggest thing for us, or for me, because I mean, I guess I had to pop the question, but making
Yeah.
sure that I wanted to make sure that she had the ring that she wanted. I wanted to make sure that you know we had the land, we had plans for the house, and even when we had the house, I was in a really good job, stable job with good benefits and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's 3 minutes before 12 o'clock.
That's right.
It's almost the day before or the day of your wedding. What do you? I mean, what are you nervous about? What are you? What are your thoughts coming into the wedding?
Right now, I'm really not. I'm not nervous. I know once it gets, once I throw that suit on at 2 o'clock to take the pictures, I know it'll hit me, and then come probably about 4 or 5 o'clock, I'll get them butterflies again. And honestly, I'm excited to get them butterflies because I really don't. I can't remember who said it, but you don't get them butterflies often, like in a game when the
Yeah.
adrenaline's pumping, and you don't get them often. So I'm excited to feel that again, like I'm, you know, going to a football game, and I prepared, all week for this. So I'm ready to get that feeling again. And my thoughts, I mean, I don't know. I'm ready to marry Carson. I'm ready to have a good time afterwards, and um, just start our life together. Really.
What is your 5 year plan? What like I know y'all have a house. I know y'all probably planning to have kids. I know mom and dad want nieces or not nieces, but grandchildren. What is your 5 year plan after the wedding?
um, 5-year plan is just, I mean, kids may be involved.
Am I getting a niece or nephew? That's the real question.
I mean, that's a possibility. Our biggest thing is like we're coming to this. We don't have any debt, so I think we're going to try to, work really hard, pay as much as we can on the house, maybe uh, possibly refinance, get our payments lower. I sound like a damn old man if you're
You
talking about
do,
damn
bro. You do.
refinancing. And this is horrible. But I mean, no, I just want to make sure that when we do have kids, that I mean, I know we're gonna,
That you're
people.
ready
I
for.
mean, yeah, that you're ready for them. I don't want to ever bring a kid into this world. I want kids. She wants kids, but I don't ever want to bring a kid into this world and not
Be
be
financially
ready.
stable.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it happens, and if it happens, it happens. I mean, I'm not saying it won't, but yeah. I mean, 5 years. I mean, we haven't lived together, so I probably. I mean,
Do you feel like that's a something you got to get over? The
no. I
fact
mean,
that y'all haven't lived together, you don't know what y'all will be
we've
like together.
we've experienced life together, but not life together. If that makes sense. And I think what we're going to really do in this first year, 2 years, is just really enjoy being with each other. Um, they say once you move in and once you get married, they say things change and you learn more about somebody. But I think there's going to be I mean, possibly some obstacles, but just learning to do life together.
By the way, it's 12 o'clock. My boy's getting married today. Today. Oh, you're married. Just like Mike Scott said, you're married now. You're married. But we're gonna take a quick back. So what I ask you is, whenever you started dating Carson, which was about 9, 10 years ago, what made you want to continue? Like, what made you? What aspects of her? What attributes made you want to be like, all right, we're good. We're gonna date for a little long time now. What made you want to keep going?
I mean, I really can't tell you why. It was just different. And I remember telling Alex, uh,
Alex is one of Taylor's best friends, by
yeah,
the way.
I remember telling him, like, hey, look, because I mean, I'd been talking to, whoever, whatever, this, that, and the other. And I just told Alex, I was like, look, the next girlfriend I get is going to be like long term. I'm not going to say I'm going to marry her, but like long term. And I guess I think it was like 6 months later I met Carson, and then I don't think I really asked her to be my girlfriend. I think it just kind of like we just
Happened.
kind of went into it. Honestly, I don't think she's. I mean, at this point, I don't know if she's ever my girlfriend. I don't know. That's a joke. That was a joke.
Y'all may not be married today, bro.
but yeah, I mean, and then it just kind of rolled on through there, and
What like attributes of her made you want to stay together? Is I guess what my best question is. Like, whenever I look for a woman, I look for someone who's strong, independent, and also got her own money, stuff like that. And also is kind of funny, has a good personality. So what was Carson's like big thing? I guess is what I'm saying.
oh, the chase.
The chase. So
It was. I mean,
so she wasn't interested at first,
no.
or
I mean, she was interested, but she didn't act like it. She was playing hard to get, and I remember like I was sending like good morning texts,
good morning text.
like long paragraphs.
My boy was sending good morning paragraphs.
And then good night texts. Like she would be asleep, I'd be up, and I'd just be like, "Hey,
Good morning, beautiful.
like, good night. I hope you have a great. I hope your day was as amazing as you were." Like, I mean, this is a long paragraph, and I was just ripping them out, trying everything I could. Um, I was sending her. I would hear like a love song on the radio or on my playlist, and I'd send it to her. Like, hey, thinking of you. And I was trying everything, and she just really didn't act like she was interested. The more she acted like she didn't really care about it,
The more you were interested.
the more I was in it. Yeah, I mean, I that was awesome. And then I guess, I mean, I think she says she likes me. She liked me at first. Was like interested in me at first, but she was just playing hard to get. So I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I mean that was. I mean, obviously, the beauty is a big thing.
Yeah.
Her personality was like really cool, and I mean, I'm big on personality, and but yeah, the playing hard to get the playing hard to get was insane.
So where did y'all first meet? Like whenever you saw her, where did y'all first meet at?
Wildwood,
At the lake.
yeah, we was down there camping. Um, I was talking to her cousins, ended up getting her number, told her they should come down, hang out for the day, and they did. And that's the first time I saw her. We went try to find a rope swing. Somebody had cut it down, and then I ended up getting a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. And we went to Zaxby's, and that was it. And then we went to the movies like that next weekend, and then we just kind of continued that.
And who set that up? Was that you set that up, or
Oh,
was
that
it
was
one
me.
That was you?
Yeah,
I heard different things, bro.
about her coming to the lake,
No, about the movies.
about the movie thing.
Yeah, I heard other people set that up. Is that
I mean,
true or false?
I mean, she might have let me think that I set it up, but
No, the thing is I heard some other people set it up, not you or Carson.
I think that I was the one that set it up.
Okay.
But you're talking 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
So what set Carson apart? Like whenever you're looking at, someone you want to marry, someone you want to be with, what set her apart from other women?
She just the support. She's hardworking. I mean, she don't need me. That's the big thing. Like, she don't need me. She wants me. I mean, then that's
So because she's an independent woman, you saw that as something like, hey, I need a girl like this who's independent, who can get her own stuff, she has her own independent thoughts. And so what I want to ask is what was the biggest struggle through these 9 years y'all been together?
I don't think there really was like I mean, other than the long distance thing, me having to do a little bit of growing up in high school. I mean, things have been pretty like
Solid.
solid. Yeah, I mean, like I said, growing up in high school, Iowa.
So the fact that she was in college and you were a sophomore in time didn't have any kind of problems with y'all at all?
No,
Not at all?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, if you're a football player in high school, I mean, most people know you, and stuff like that. And around that time, Snapchat and all that was really big, and so I think that had to do with a lot of me growing up. Was like, hey, just because I think she's a friend doesn't mean like Carson thinks she's a friend. So like, just not trying to like Snapchat other females and texting other females and stuff like that. I mean, It was that. And once I learned that, shit got easy.
So when did you say, "Hey, Carson, I love you"? Like, "Hey, Carson, like you're the one." Hey, Carson, I love you. When was that a thing? Was
So
it the first, second date, third
I,
date, first year?
I was, I was the first one to say it, and I can't remember. It was in the first year. I can't remember. I never said I love you. I said I'm in love with you.
That's even more, brother.
That I mean,
That's even more.
brother, I was doing everything I could.
That was even more.
I was
Saying "I love you" versus "I'm in love with you"
that
is a
was
big difference.
that was that was poetic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You Shakespeare on this bitch.
I mean, but yeah, so I don't know when we started saying I love you, but I know the first time it got brought up was when I was like, I'm in love with you.
And when was that? Like, when was the
It
point on
was
that? When was the climax on
it
that?
was within a year, and I can't remember the song I was playing, but I turned on the song, and she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "You never heard it?"
That's a
And
country song, I'm
no,
assuming.
it was a slow like '90s R&B,
Yeah.
but and so I was like, "Hey, you want to dance?" And so me and her started slow dancing, and then we
Wait. Were y'all in the car driving, or y'all were like,
slow dancing in the car.
no. What I'm asking, where were y'all at when this happened? So, like, were you driving and y'all stopped and got out and started slow
No.
dancing? Where was this at?
We were at the house. Um, I don't know. I know we were at the house. We were in the living room, and the song came on. Maybe I was playing it on YouTube on TV or on my phone. I don't know how it was being played, but we ended up getting up. Oh, I got her up to slow dance, and then um, I think she felt awkward, but I was like enjoying it because she's not a big like slow dancer.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting there on the couch, and I was just like, I looked at her, I was like, I'm in love with you.
And you meant that.
Oh yeah,
100%.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when,
I think I love you gets thrown around in high school, middle
yeah.
school these days, but like I was in high school and I was like, I'm in fucking. I don't mean to cuss, but I was like, I'm in fucking
You
love
can
with
listen,
you.
you can cuss all you want. Sorry for cussing. But no, literally you can that's uh that's something you don't find often, brother. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm 23 years old and I haven't found that to be consistent. So whenever you find something, like, I'm sure you hold on to it. So whenever you said that, what was the reaction?
I think I was so like nervous to say it.
So you said it like, "Hey, I'm in love with you."
No, I mean I didn't say it like that. I said, I mean it was clear as day, like
I mean,
just
just, "Hey, I'm in love with you."
straight from the damn chest, like, hey, I'm in love with you. And then I don't know. I think I kind of went on like a little high,
Yeah.
like when you do something you're not
Like a
supposed to.
adrenaline.
Yeah, like you do something you're not supposed to, and you
Yeah.
don't really remember. I don't really know what happened after that, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I think it worked.
So from that point on, what made you continue to fall in love with her?
Just the support, and then getting to know her more, and her. I mean, so like obviously I'm still not like in a chase no more, you
Yeah.
know. But I still try to like send her the good morning text and the. I mean, it's not probably every night like it was, but like the support and then watching her love for me grow made my love grow more, and that was pretty solid.
So what are you doing to continue that? Like, what is that big thing? What are you doing to continue the love between you? What are you keeping? How's that keeping vibrant for you?
Maybe that's a loaded. I mean,
It is a loaded question, but at the same time, there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to keep it love, like don't know how to keep it straight on that.
I just being consistent. You know, she has a bad day. You know, I'm there for her. I have a bad day. She's there for me. Um, true love really doesn't. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead,
Like,
bro.
you got me damn puzzled here. I just picking each other up, just continuing that love, knowing that you'll have hard days, and knowing that even after your hard days and your worst days and your best days, that you still have somebody there to love you. Like, she's seen me at my worst. I've seen her at her worst, and at the end of the day, I know I have somebody that I can like really either call or just sit face to face and talk to, and just just kind of tell her how I'm feeling. She tells me how I'm feeling, and whether it's a good thing, bad thing. And now, after 9 years, they've seen the good, bad, ups and downs, ins and outs. If you don't know that this is the one after 9 years,
9 years, yeah.
yeah, then it's probably not the one. But I knew shit. I guess I was in high school. I'm not gonna lie. So like I loved her, and I wanted to like be with her forever. But I guess after high school and seeing the support she gave me when I was away, and then came
Yeah.
back home and stuff like that, and then once we got big boy and big girl jobs,
That's where the real testament probably comes through.
yeah,
Whenever you get big jobs and you actually
yeah.
become those people,
Now
become adults.
you're actually a damn adult. Yeah, it's just I don't think it's anything you can. I guess it's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's not really. I can't explain. Like I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't say it.
No, I understand. So, whenever y'all started dating, Grandma just passed, right?
Yeah.
So, during that time, especially during that struggle, me and you both knew Grandma very well. Shout out to Grandma Mert, rest in peace for life. How was that? Do you think that would cause anything different to come between you and Carson? Like, is that something you were trying to heal during that time, or is that was something you just met her and it just happened to be the right time?
No, it was honestly it was something I loved more because like she knew Grandma was doing. We talked a good bit about
Yeah,
like our life stuff.
and I'm
Like
assuming before
yeah,
y'all started
we were
dating, obviously you talked
yeah,
about
we were big
all
into
that
each
stuff.
other's lives. Like
Yeah,
I knew what was going on. She knew what was going on. Communication was a big thing, and um, she had asked me. We were going somewhere, and she asked me how Grandma was doing. Honestly, I was just trying to get out of the house because Grandma had passed that morning.
yeah,
And so
absolutely.
I was just trying to get out the house, and she asked me about it, and I just kind of like shook my head. And so she didn't say anything. We went and ate, did whatever, and we talked. It wasn't silent. We talked, but I just didn't want to talk about it. And then she just kind of looked at me at one point in the day and said, "Look, I know you don't want to talk about it, but when you are ready, like I'm here." And that was like,
That was huge.
oh,
Yeah,
that speaks volumes. And so I was like, damn, like.
and not many people will do that. Not many people will be like, "Hey, I know you don't want to talk right now, but like whenever you're ready to talk, I'm here." Not many people are here for that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like not many people are here for the struggle. Most people are just here for the higher ups.
and it wasn't something just like she was like, "Oh yeah, if you want to talk, I'm here." But like it was like genuine. Like
Yeah,
I could see it in her eyes. I felt it in her voice. Like she was like serious about, hey, like I know you're gonna want to talk. Don't hold it in. I want you to
be a
talk.
part.
I want you to
Yeah,
talk to me.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's. That's huge.
So talking about grandma, whenever granddad passed away, how was Carson there for you whenever that happened, and what kind of relationship did that happen whenever y'all were, obviously y'all been together, um, but like how was that whenever granddad passed? Like how did she maintain that same thing?
It was still the same because I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I think it was just what mom and everybody, mom, Parker, dad, everybody had gone down there, uh, and it was just me, you, Ansley, and a couple of us. So I was trying to like put on like a strong face about it,
yeah,
and um, we were all in the kitchen that night, and I didn't want to say anything to anybody else because I know Mom kind of wanted to do that, and so I was kind of keeping a strong face. But Carson knew about it, and yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same thing. She's like, "Hey, look, I mean, you're probably not ready to talk, you know." And I'm one of those people like I need to like,
You need to feel
yeah,
everything
I
first,
need to take a couple of steps back, and I just need to like,
comprehend
you know,
everything.
think, you know, and it was kind of the same thing. She's like, you know, I know you're not ready to talk about it, but you know for a fact that I'm here, you know. And I think what the biggest thing was is that she never really met Granny Merck,
Yeah.
which I mean she knew grandfather, so um
So how was that different? So whenever, obviously, Granny Mert passed and y'all just got together. So how was that different from grandfather, who adored Carson to an extent?
yeah.
Like he absolutely he talked about Carson a lot. I remember visiting him. He would ask how Carson was, how are you were. So how was that different whenever Granny Mert passed versus how his grandfather passed?
I mean, I was kind of the same way with her, you know, because I mean she she was hurt by it, and she wanted to like make sure that I was okay,
Yeah.
but I was kind of like making sure like she was okay too. And so through that, we kind of like bonded and we got through it and we worked it out. And I was able to be, stronger for,
Vulnerable.
yeah, well, I mean, not vulnerable, but I was able to be like somewhat stronger for the younger siblings that really haven't really experienced, like,
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
understand completely, bro. Yeah.
experienced losing a grandparent like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked it out, and we were really upset, but I was able to be strong for the younger siblings and talk them through and help them through what was going on.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Whenever mom went to the hospital, obviously dad was struggling, whether he wanted to show it or not. And I got the call at work, called, got home, and I knew for a fact dad was struggling with it whenever mom was in the hospital. But no, man, it's a rough thing to have someone who you love who's in the hospital who may not be doing well. Um, it's another thing to have them pass. So what I'm saying is now is, do you feel like with Carson that whenever something like that does happen, you have a support system to where you could be,
Oh yeah,
whenever you need her, she's there. You know what I
oh
mean?
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's she's there for me. I'm there for her. We know how we need to communicate. She's the type of person that she wants to talk about it then, whether it's an argument or something going on. Like she wants to talk about it then, and I'm
which is
telling.
dope because a lot of people would like want to push it off,
Yeah,
and
and
that's when you don't feel it anymore.
I want to talk about it, but I need like a couple, I say minutes, but like a couple hours to myself just to
Yeah,
kind of like I don't want to if it's anything bad, like let's say it's an argument, I don't want to say anything out of spite. So
yeah,
if something's wrong, I want to like kind of like take it all in. I want to think
feel it,
about yeah, just
feel it.
figure it all out.
Yeah,
And she wants to talk about it,
whenever it happens.
yeah, but she's more level headed than I am.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I get
yep.
mad.
You have the young blood
Yeah.
gene, bro.
Well, I'm not saying I get mad when like punch walls, but I've learned from mistakes and stuff. Well, not my mistakes, but other
Not
people's
only
mistakes. Yeah,
yourself. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I
So
mean.
I like to like take a couple steps back. Let me just think this through by myself, kind of get in a better mindset, and then let's talk about it. So, like I said, we're different, but we're the same, and
Yeah,
we've learned each other's love languages and how we communicate and what we really need. And I mean, it's huge. I mean,
yeah,
it makes a relationship. You're gonna commit to hardships, but it makes the relationship so
yeah.
much
I
better
mean,
when you
listen,
know
bro.
your partner.
9 years is crazy. Like most people do not make it to 9 years, not even in a actual wedding. So the fact y'all made it 9 years on solely a relationship where you're committed to each other, no ring or anything like that is crazy because that don't happen often. So I envy that for sure because it's not something that happens often. I haven't experienced it and I haven't been able to experience it. It's something that is definitely not as common as the day we are to now. Um, and what I guess my biggest question now is, how do you feel, bro? Like, do you feel like this is you? Like, this is what's gonna happen, and you live your life through Carson, like as a man, like you're gonna live every day. I know for the past 2 years, it's probably been like that. You've been living through Carson. Hey, this is my life. This is what I'm doing. This is who I want to live for. Is this who you want to be forever?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No question.
The
Yeah,
fact that I asked that question and you answer so quickly
no, I
already
mean,
tells me
no,
that I already knew that.
yeah, I
4 or 5, 6 years ago, I already knew that.
no questions asked.
Yeah, and I know you were waiting just to have everything, considered, to have money considered, to have time considered. You're jumping into a family. I love her family. Her family is honestly pretty dope. Marky Mark is cool. I love my
Solid,
boy.
dude.
I love my boy Marky Mark, Mandy, Chandler Coleman. Um, it's honestly, bro, like being able to see it from the outside. Obviously, you're on the inside, so you don't get to experience it like I do. It's dope, dog. It is. It's like seeing Bud. It's like seeing Justin, Daryl. It's like seeing all them join into a family and being with somebody they know as their soulmate. Like, how do you feel, bro? Like, that's dope. Like, I don't think you realize in the moment how dope that is. That's like really sick, dog.
I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not like big on like vocabulary words, so
Yeah,
I really can't explain it.
I understand. No,
I'm not huge
no,
on
that
like
shit's
forming sentences.
that's not like something that happens often. I'll be honest
Yeah,
with you, bro. And I understand you're a humble guy. And I talked to Iman. I'm going to talk to D'Lo soon about just different things. And they're all humble people and they don't like to give their credit. But like that shit does not happen often. It doesn't. You don't see it. You see people date for a couple years and break off and then this and this and that, whether it's people we knew from high school or college, it doesn't matter. But that's just dope, dog. Like, a lot of people just like going around talking to folks, being with folks for a couple of months or something like that. But being able to be with the same person for 9 years, going on 10 years, is crazy, bro. Like, it is. Like, I don't understand. I don't think you understand how hard and how complex that is.
I mean,
I really don't think
it's
you do. Like,
it's
it's. I understand it's probably been easy from your side. From well, honestly, I don't understand the whole of your side, but like that is not as easy as y'all made it look.
it's really flown by.
I understand.
I
No,
mean,
I
I
understand.
mean, it really has.
I understand, but it's not as easy as y'all make it seem. It's not.
I mean, it's not. I mean, there's a lot of like give and take, um, compromise, sacrifices, but at the end of the day, I mean, if that's the one you want to be with. I mean, that's what you got to do. Like I said, I mean, it's flown by. I feel like it was just like last week when we met.
Bro, I was 15 years old when I met Carson. 15, 14, this was 15, so I was 14 when I met Carson. I'm 23 now, so I'm with
Yeah,
10 years.
yeah, it's flown by.
And I was third wheeling for a long time, bro. I remember that. The Jeep, I remember well, obviously I haven't really gone in the 7.3 much, but the Silverado, like, I think you need to take a step back and just realize how awesome this is. Like, honestly, like whenever you take a step back and look at the memories y'all have had, like not many people do that. Like, it's very rare, bro.
I mean, I think we saw that when they played that video tonight. That
Yeah.
last one, when all the pictures of me and Carson, and me with Carson's family and Carson with y'all, and you really see how much like or how many memories you really have. I
You
mean,
shed a tear, brother.
oh yeah, I mean, there's pictures
Yeah.
that you forgot about or that
Yeah.
you didn't realize you took, and you were here and here. I mean, it just
Yeah. No, when you were gone, of course, was my homie, bro. Like,
it's
she
I
was
mean
my
it's
homie. Like, we used to be best friends. I'm not saying we aren't anymore, but obviously life, we get older and things change. But like, dog, that's something to like boast about. That's something to talk about. Like, that doesn't happen often. It really doesn't. You don't see people like you and Carson. You don't see people like Bud and Taylor, like Daryl and Kendall. You don't see that often. You don't, because people are so different nowadays, and things so many things happen, and some people are unloyal or maybe just get bored with what they have on. That doesn't happen. So I think you should like brag and boast about that. I know you're a very humble guy. I see it. I know, but that's just dope, bro.
I mean, it's like I said. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, but no, I mean, we're in love. We were in love. We're still in love. I mean, the love is still growing, and
Yeah,
I I don't see it stopping. It's going to
yeah.
continue, and
No, I envy that. That's amazing, bro.
hopefully,
Honestly,
hopefully, 9 years from now, we could do another podcast, and I can tell you all
absolutely.
about the cool adventures and
Yeah,
everything else in
marriage
between.
life. Yeah, we should do that after a year. But so as we're ending this podcast, what do you have to say to Carson before your wedding day? Obviously, your wedding day is today. It's 12:30 right now. What do you have to say to Carson right now?
McNeil,
McHappy now.
I love you, and I don't know. I just can't wait to see you at the altar tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Have you
Today,
you haven't seen her dress yet, right?
I haven't seen her
Yeah,
dress. Um, and other than when she walked out, I don't know,
30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago, or
Yeah.
no, it wasn't even that. I think it was
More than that, probably.
Yeah, it was honestly, it's probably like 45 minutes to an hour ago. I won't see her until tomorrow, which
You're married.
I'm married. I'm married. Right
Married,
now
yeah.
it's 12:30 and I'm
I'm
married.
married, yeah. No, bro, listen, I envy that. That's dope. Obviously, I haven't been able to find that over my 23 years, and not that I'm searching for it. Obviously, everything has to come organically, but that's just dope, bro. I think you should take that with a grain of salt. Like
Yeah,
it's a lot of like, bro. I can't tell you how dope that is,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Especially you and Carson's my homie. You're my homie. Obviously, we grew up. We played football together. We strolled together. I remember eating peanut butter sandwiches and having a couple of apples before we go to two a days and stuff like that. Like seeing you be able to do all the stuff you did, whether it be football, going across to Iowa, starting a new job, and staying with that. Well, you've been there 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years, and then continuing that, dog. Like y'all been to a lot of obstacles, and that's
Yeah,
dope, bro. I don't think you realize how sick that is.
it's just, I mean, it's hard work and God. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what it is.
no, it's for real. And I'm gonna have D'Lo on Monday, and we're gonna talk about some of that as well. But bro, that's just dope. That's just sick. I mean, honestly, bro, that's just dope. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to get another niece or nephew, whatever y'all choose. I'll have to take your time.
You'll be waiting a while.
It's going. Listen, I take your time. But bro, I love you. This shit's it's dope. Honestly, I couldn't be more happy to have a sister-in-law like Carson. I think everybody's chosen well when it comes to sister-in-law. So like, dog, like that's just dope. It is. I mean, Carson's my homie. Like me and Carson dealt with. We used to eat Waffle House before your game or after your game. Whenever you went to Burke County or Jones County or Houston County, stuff like that. Like to be able to like be homies and be cool with the girl that's your brother's dating. I think is on another level for
Yeah.
sure.
Like I said, it's weird.
You
But
seem really
yeah,
humble about it,
I
though.
mean,
You seem really
we,
humble about
we,
it.
all I know is that we're gonna have a good morning.
Have a good afternoon,
Have a
and we're
good-
gonna have a good night, brother.
We're gonna party
We're gonna
tomorrow
party
night.
tomorrow night. Listen, this is my boy Taylor. Listen, I could be more proud of this dog. He's worked his ass off for sure. I remember just him coming after work, laying in the recliner, going to sleep, and then getting up the next morning at 4 a.m. to go to work. I remember in high school we used to go two a days together, working out. Like I'd be dog drenched in sweat, and this dog still be working out. I remember looking up to him in middle school, and when he played CCRD, this is my dog. I couldn't be more proud of him, dog. Like this is your wedding day. I couldn't be more proud of you, dog. I'm excited to see you walk down the aisle. Or not you, I guess. I guess you kind of walk down the aisle.
I mean, yeah,
You kind of walk down the aisle.
at one point,
At one point,
I
you
do.
do walk down the
Yeah.
aisle. It's mostly about Carson, but it's dope, bro. Like that's sick. That's sick. The fact that you're able to stay with a girl with 9 years, I don't think that's appreciated. Honestly,
It's just love. I don't know.
it's just what it is, bro. I appreciate you
Yeah.
doing this pod tonight, dog. All
Love you.
love.
Appreciate it.
Getting excited for tomorrow, right?
Huh?
Getting excited. Oh, today we're getting excited for the day.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm about to go take a little nap. I'm probably gonna be up about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, and then
Nervous is hadn't into you yet. You ain't nervous yet.
I mean, I'll be nervous about 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah. It's 6. It's 4 hours.
Yeah, but we have to suit up for pictures tomorrow at 2.
Word.
So
All right.
once I throw that suit on and shit gets real.
Well, I appreciate everybody hopping on tonight. This is my boy Taylor. This is my brother. Someone I grew up with. Someone who was my mentor. Someone who, whenever we were in high school, I asked questions during football, and he had answers for every fucking question I had. And someone, whenever he stopped the game, I was like, listen, this ain't for me no more, because that's who I was playing against, dog. I appreciate you hopping on.
Yep. Till next time.
Till next time, brother.